David Carmichael was raised in Tennessee. He attended Vanderbilt University, played varsity football, and graduated with a bachelor's degree in civil engineering. Later, while he was on active duty, he obtained a master's degree in aeronautical systems from the University of West Florida. Dave entered the Marine Corps as a second lieutenant, completed naval flight training, and pinned on his wings of gold in 1974. He flew the A-4 Skyhawk, a tactical jet out of Yuma, Arizona. He excelled at that, and he was selected as an instructor at the Marine Corps Weapons Tactics Training Center in Yuma. He left active duty in 1978, but he continued his military service in the reserves, joining an OV-10 squadron, VMO-4, in Atlanta, at NAS Atlanta, Georgia. He flew for many years, and he was selected commanding officer of the Marine Air Liaison Squadron out of NAS Atlanta. He completed his active duty or active reserve duty in several staff positions on the 4th Marine Air Wing, and he retired as a full colonel in 2002. Now, his civilian career, after the Marine Corps, he was hired by Eastern Airlines. He flew as a pilot until Eastern closed its doors. Dave kind of fell back on his degree and worked as a project engineer for the state DOT, and actually worked on the 278 project from almost the beginning to the end. He then moved up and flew with the aviation department at DOT, mostly as an aerial photographer. And finally, he became director of the DOT aviation department until his retirement in 2012. Now, all of his accomplishments, I'll tell you one thing about Dave, having known him so long. His most important accomplishment is his relationship with his family. His wife, Mary Lou, 43 years, 4 children, 13 grandchildren, who he adores. And they are actually the center of his focus. He's a dedicated family man, a member of Westridge, an active member of Westridge Church, and very involved in the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. Dave has a heart for service and is devoted to a strong community in Paulding County and to increasing the quality of life for its citizens. I'm proud to introduce, ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of the Board of Directors, Paulding County Commissioners, Mr. Dave Carmichael.
Thank you, Jimbo, for that very kind introduction. And I'd like to throw some words back to you and so many friends who are in the room today. It's from an unknown author, but the words that were written, friends are never earned. They are gifts from the loving God, and they're precious beyond human valuation. You all are precious beyond human valuation. And I'd like to take this time before I get into the county to thank you for your continuous prayers over the course of the year. Your prayers sustain me, and I'm so grateful for them. I'm also so grateful for this lady of 43 years, and I'm just glad she's here. She always supports me for some reason. Jim spoke of my privilege to play Southeastern Conference football at Vanderbilt, and it certainly teaches a lot about teamwork, because if you're getting prepared to play a team like Alabama or UGA, Vanderbilt needed a lot of teamwork. I played defensive back, but at the start I was just on the kickoff team. And the opening game, I ran down the field and I made the tackle, and man, it was a jolt. And I felt like I was kind of stumbling over the sideline, and my friend Sam Kaiser from Johnson City, Tennessee was there. And I said, Sam, man, I really took a hit. My vision is all messed up. and he looks over at me, and he says, "Carmichael, turn your helmet around. You're looking out the ear hole." Sometimes in life, we narrow our vision in one way or another, like looking out the ear hole of a football helmet or looking sideways rather than looking out the front of our helmet or in whatever our projects are. We Paulding Countyans must look ahead, must look out the front to the future. My inaugural State of the County address was last June 2017. I got to figure this thing out where I can see the paper. Over the last 12 months, many things have happened. Today, I will give a quick review of my vision, goals, and the important accomplishments of an absolutely marvelous staff. And at this time, I appreciate it if all the staff, some of them are mixed around sitting at other tables, if everyone on the county staff would stand and could we honor them? You will find on your table a flyer, a paper that highlights their achievements, and on the back, some of the main things they've got going on. And you're going to hear about some of them today, but there's just too many to cover. Also is the Board of Commissioners' mission and vision there on the front, so take a look at that. And our values spell out the word heart. I like that, H-E-A-R-T. A heart is honesty, excellence, accountability, respect, and two for T, teamwork and transparency. Now, I like my pastor Brian Bloy's acronym for goals. He calls them BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals. And we in Paulding County need big goals. So after 506 days in office, a review of my goals. Number one, my highest goal is unity for the Board of Commissioners and mutual respect always. My number two goal is effective business applications, permit processing, actually 24/7 government. Now, how do I define the whole business process? Love the public. Love the citizen applicant. Don't just serve their request, serve their heart and their need. That's my vision for business in Paulding County. And we'll get back to that shortly. My number three goal is economic development. It will happen only if goals 1 and 2 are in place and functioning well. That is, that we are unified, moving as a team in the right direction, and we are a county with a strong reputation of being not just business friendly, but super business friendly. Number 4 goal is making Paulding County a recreational and educational mecca. 650,000 people visit the Silver Comet Trail. As Michael Justice, our Parks and Rec director, so aptly says, people will naturally get on the Silver Comet Trail. We need to find a way to get them off the trail. Why? To visit our historic city of Hiram, our historic city, Dallas, Georgia, to look at the historic battlefields and the historic Rosenwall School there in Hiram. The awesome natural beauty coupled with many unique and distinctive plants and animals that we have in our area. So let's open our eyes to our accomplishments. Let's jump right in with our achievements. So we're going to categorize them in 2 ways. The first way is just administrative type advancements. And secondly, projects that are completed or projects that will be completed that we're successfully pressing ahead on right now. I'm going to use the ESPN format to cover top 10 accomplishments. So number 10, on Sunday, October the 20th, the first cold day of last fall, is like 30-knot crosswinds, 30-degree chill factor. Many family and friends attended the dedication of Leonard Wills, a Paulding County Revolutionary War soldier. He's buried at the Mount Moriah Baptist Church. The ceremony was presented by the Daughters of the American Revolution, directed by Miss Charlotte Berry. Is Miss Berry happen to be here? We tried to reach her, so I thought she might come, but don't see her. Number 9 is the ability to live stream Board of Commissioners meetings. Under the former vision and leadership of Jody Martin and the current action of Jeff Harkins, the Paulding County Public Information Department now has the equipment and the expertise to live stream not only our meetings, but all the meetings of our many important and hardworking boards. Number 8, ordinance changes and changes to the mission of the Paulding County Marshal. Our staff has rewritten and the Board of Commissioners has passed a newly improved sign ordinance clarifying requirements for businesses, developers, and candidates for elections. Also, our animal control ordinance has been updated to provide definition necessary for a new feral cat program. You'll hear a little bit more about that in a second. We have rewritten our marshal's mission and the ordinance codes that the marshals enforce, and staff is also working hard on zoning ordinances. Number 7, our Board of Commissioners has reorganized the county table of organization chart. It's grouping our departments more strategically for better support and oversight by our county administrator, Frank Baker, is she in Frank? And our Director of Operations, Scott Green. And several promotions administratively have come about along with new hires in our reorganization. So building managers, Jimmy Renfro, I don't think I saw him, Jimmy. Chief Marshal is Lieutenant Trevor Hess. Okay. Public Information Manager, Jeff Harkins. And a couple of new senior administrative assistants, Angela Ferris and Miss Lisa K. Helton. Y'all don't raise your hands very high, you know. We also have a new young video production specialist in administration, Austin Haygood. Are you here, Austin? Hey, there he is. He weighs high. Okay. So I told you we'll get back to feral cats. Well, at Paulding County, Paulding County Animal Control has collaborated with the Best Friends organization by harnessing the energy and the interest of local volunteers. We've begun an aggressive TRN program, Trap, Neuter, Return. It's a program that will prevent euthanasia and provide support measures for these wild, woolly, and wascally cats. Thank you, Kelly. Number 5, I'd be remiss not to include the Emergency Management Agency in our top 10. They've responded so well to significant weather events. On December 8th, 2017, how much snow did you get? We got 13 inches at our house. And a month later, January of 2018, Paulding County had another snowy, icy mix. The entire county experienced no fatalities and just a few minor fender benders. What would we have done without the forecasting and safety alerts provided by our EMA, our Emergency Management Agency? We dodged a bullet with Hurricane Irma as it passed off to our west. So hats off today to our EMA director, Chief Joey Pelfrey, our EMA coordinator, Stephen Dooley. I don't see Stephen. They kept us aware hour by hour of all these storms, and noteworthy coordination was done, hard work was done, completed by the entire EMA team, which includes the Department of Transportation, directed by George Jones, Sheriff Gullidge, and his staff, E911 Director David Mumford and his staff, along with all the rest of the team. So number 4, it was time for a new logo. The Board of Commissioners and selected staff, along with the school system, who loaned us graphics designer Loken Crook. Thank you, Dr. Otot. Focused on our beautiful natural resources in Paulding County, adopting the themes of explore, unwind, and thrive. Explore our rich county and enjoy its immense beauty. unwind and just relax from the busyness of life and thrive in your career here in your own county. We think our logo pops off the page of our website, our signs, or a comfortable t-shirt. And at the end of my presentation, we're going to give away about 10 of these t-shirts, just so you won't think I'm lying. Number 3, a pre-budget work session was held fairly recently on April the 13th. It was led by Ms. Tabitha Pollard, our finance director, our comptroller, and all the citizens were invited. The citizens interacted with department heads and completed a simulated budget, giving them the experiences of the many challenges of balancing a budget and making it work. So I would just say join us next spring. I think there's going to be a continued event for another pre-budget activity, and you can set the budget for the county. Number 2, this past March 22nd, a goal-setting conference was facilitated by the Carl Benson Institute staff from the University of Georgia. Paulding County leaders identified where we have come from, where we're going, and what our goals, priorities, and immediate steps should be. Stakeholders included, but were not limited to, our colleges, our school system, city mayors, and city council persons, authority boards, and several business owners. Now we have assembled an action group, which Frank Baker is heading up, which is meeting regularly to keep up the momentum. Would you please stand if you were part of that planning activity? Don't be shy. There you go. On the back. Thank you all. Thank you. And number 1, land acquisition. We've had 2 very significant land acquisitions. The first will provide a new Silver Comet Trail trailhead and recreation in a 20-acre park off Cochran Ridge Road. So it will be for family picnics and recreation or just getting on and off the trail. We only have 4 trailheads at this time, so we need more. The second land acquisition allowed us an improved jail plan and an expanded footprint for the jail. So that's been very important. It's now going to be 1 story, so the operational cost will be much less. Now let's move to what I call the physical projects, as in football plays, the actual plays that will get Team Paulding into the end zone. Back to number 10, the water sewer headquarters. The old SunTrust Bank building has been redesigned and remodeled to be the new location of our water sewer headquarters and the customer service center. It's located at a very accessible corner of Business 6 and the Dallas Marietta Highway, right there across from the Briar Patch. And the new design required that some of the interior walls be taken down, demolished several interior walls. So many of our staff showed up to knock down a wall or 2. I was first in line, and oh, what a stress reliever. Number 9, ADAD, the Alcohol and Drug Awareness Day at our schools. I just want to do a double backflip on this one. Lots of parents in the room today. Parenting, something many of us have in common. Just raise your hand, parents. Yep. Shame on some of y'all. As Jim mentioned, Lou and I have 4 grown kids and 13 grandkids. What's our biggest concern? Choices. Their choices. What choices are they going to make? The ADAD program confronts them before they get into a situation. The ADAD program has been in 20 Paulding County schools, coordinating with the fire department, with the sheriff's office, along with many volunteer staff. ADAD has alerted more than 19,000 kids in Paulding County to the dangers of alcohol and drugs. It mixes fun with strong messaging, having the goal of the next generation leading happier and more productive lives. I'm going to ask some people to stand again. If you've participated in any of these events for ADAD, would you just stand for a second? Come on. Colonel Hutton, way back there in the back. Y'all don't see him. All right. Number 8, a new detention center, a new jail, to also serve as a new sheriff's headquarters. Now, that's not a new sheriff. It's a new headquarters that our old sheriff will be in. The new center was designed by Wakefield Beasley Architect and Associates Incorporated. Ground has been broken, earth has been moved, and Turner Contracting, led by manager Tim Collins. I haven't seen Tim. Is Tim here? Has begun the construction on a 250,000 square foot jail with a guaranteed maximum price. CPS, Comprehensive Program Services, led by project manager Eric Johnson. I haven't seen Eric either. See here, Sheriff? These guys don't like a free lunch, do they? Eric has been with us from the start on this and has oversight over the entire project. CPS and Turner have held 3 outreach events. I think they're right here in this room. Their goal has been local hiring employment at 25%, and they have attained that goal and are going for more. There will be space in this jail for 630 detainees. The project will also include 20,000 square feet for a visitor center. And this will be the single most expensive vertical building project voted on by our citizens, as you know. We're also well served by Mr. Josh Rowan of MVP, Construction Management Consulting Company, and he helps to identify any possible unforeseen developments. And Josh also serves as the chairman of the Chamber of Commerce Government Affairs team. So note the website, if you watch the progress on the jail, pauldingjail.com. Number 7, Paulding DOT projects. Paulding County DOT is overseeing 2 very significant projects. In the bridge category, we've got 2 new bridges on the Dallas-Ackworth Highway crossing Possum Creek and Pickett's Mill Creek. And the existing 2-lane bridges are 77 years old. That road's also called State Route 381, as most of you know. This road has the 3rd heaviest traffic count in Paulding County. So work began December of 2016, and the new bridges will be 4 lanes, scheduled to be finished in September of this year, just a few months away, cost $7 million. Another long-awaited DOT project is the road widening of Highway 92 from Douglas County to Nebo Road. How long have you been waiting, Scott? It's a 5.6-mile stretch that will be 6 lanes with a raised median up to Bill Caruth Parkway. Transitioning there onto Nebo Road will be 4 lanes. C.W. Matthews will do the construction for $51 million. You can drive your Maserati down the 6-lane highway July 2022. So let's race when that day gets here. Number 6, with any home, this is about a web redesign. In our homes, the paint on the walls becomes kind of outdated and it kind of loses its appeal. The same is true of websites, and we're currently in the redesign of the website paulding.gov. So this new design incorporates the new logo with many bright colors and gives us a chance to take advantage of new technologies and features that are now available. Additional features and functionality include a reconstructed homepage, an integration with social media, a spotlight area, a place for the chairman's blog. The new website will be online September 2018. Number 5, the Raccoon Creek watershed. Paulding County is so blessed with green space in privately owned, undeveloped land. Some 100 square miles, that's square miles, of Mother Nature's handiwork covers 40,000 plus acres. Flowing through the northwest Paulding County, Paulding County, is Raccoon Creek with a variety of unique plants and fish. It's a hidden gem. How many of y'all ever been out there? There's quite a few. Great place to go on a hike or something. So it's got a variety of unique plants and fish. It is kind of like a hidden gem. But it's not hidden to some of our universities around our area. Kennesaw State University Biology Department and 5 other colleges go there to study biology and the diversity of the plants and animals. So also our Paulding County High School, under the direction of former Teacher of the Year Marcus Peterson, takes students out there for the multiple biodiversity studies that he leads. Many young budding biologists can take samples, like these high schoolers, run DNA tests, and determine the type fish that inhabit the creek without even seeing the fish. Other researchers and contributing explorers are from the Nature Conservancy, Department of Fish and Wildlife, and the Georgia Department of Natural Resources. We plan to build an education center with a primitive overnight living quarters, and we have a vision for an educational and recreational development out there. Some of the things we're not able to share about today. Number 4, the exciting extension of our water distribution system. Our water budget, or our water extension budget, is currently set at $1 million per year for residents who live on county roads that qualify. Those citizens will no longer have to rely on the family wells that may run dry during periods of drought. Over the past 12 months, water has been extended to Pine Ridge Lane and Overlook Trail. Number 3, we Paulding Countyans are on our way to an independent water supply from our very own Richland Creek Reservoir. Over the past 12 months, these folks have completed $65 million in construction. Garney Construction Company, managed by Mr. Scott Taylor. Is he here, Bridge? No. They finished the 48-inch raw water pipeline, which actually wrapped up ahead of schedule, and they received an award from the American Consulting Engineers Council for that. So congratulations to Garney. This is this is really 36 inches instead of 48 inches. So you can imagine it's at least another foot in diameter. And the 4-footers come out of the treatment plant there in the reservoir, and then the 36 inchers come down 61 to tie to our current distribution system. I thought somebody was going to ask a question there, or say you're wrong. PC Construction, managed by Larry Keller, Larry here, is nearing completion of the water treatment plant, which draws the water out of the Etowah River. Brad Cole Construction, manager Brant Stapleton, is Brant here, has installed over 1 million cubic yards of soil to build the dam and inject a concrete grout mixture deep within the dam to keep it stable. Now, you already heard from Mr. Lethbridge a lot about their company, and are grateful for that meal and this event that they sponsored. So they're the construction manager at risk, Brown and Caldwell, and they've been with us from the start and kept the public well informed, and we're so grateful to you, Kelly and Mark, and the rest of your team here. It's going to be something really to jump up and down about. By fall, we'll begin the fill process. It's a slow and very systematic way of doing it, and in 2019, we'll deliver water to the residents. Also exciting in that area is the coordination with the Parks and Rec Department to develop a fishing, passive water fund, and other recreational amenities for family and group enjoyment. Number two, economic development. If you remember my BHAG number three, my goal number three is it's greatly enhanced now through the triangular strength of the EDO and the IBA and the Chamber of Commerce. The EDO is the Economic Development Organization. IBA, as you know, is the Industrial Building Authority, and the Chamber. So they're really working together. EDO and the IBA are actually now unified under one roof, and they're speaking with one voice for Paulding County. They're partnering with closely with the Chamber of Commerce in order to have a cohesive unit sharing the resources and ideas. We've got a tourism group coming out here next month. So we're beginning to see the positive fruit of that integrated partnership with a renewed interest in Paulding County throughout our region, state, and beyond. Recent activity includes the Interroll expansion there at Commerce Park, and there's some other activity at Commerce Park, the Metromont expansion, the JLG lifts that are opening in the Hiram Industrial Park, and several of our other local companies are growing and adding jobs. There's also a concerted effort to promote tourism, which I mentioned in our beautiful county, and other items in the works include announcement about our film studio. We hope to be able to give a report and some good news on that soon. Number one, the next project, this project aligns with BHAG number two, my goal, which is 24/7 government. What does that mean? Currently, you can go online and you can pay your water bill or renew your business license, but new functionality we're adding will also allow us to apply for a trade name registration with the clerk of court, apply for a new business license, request a permit for a home addition, review the status of an existing or previous inspection, request a county inspector to assess your permitted construction, and these are just five things that I wanted to name today. But all of these upgrades will increase the Paulding County super business friendly environment, and kudos to Will Lyons, raise your hand, Will, who's the lead on this project, along with his faithful assistants, Ann Lippman, and James Stokes. I don't believe James is here, but they've done a lot of research, and there are other people on that team, but a lot of research, evaluation, assessment of what our options are, and just persistence to achieve our goal of being super business friendly. So, in reality, Paulding County employees and the partnering contractors have done way more than 20 projects that I have gone through here. So I want to recognize 4 more honorable mention achievements. I just wouldn't want to leave them out, and about to wrap up here. The Phase 1 completion of Mulberry Rock Park, designed and engineered by Croy Engineering, architecture by Crofton Associates, and construction by New South Construction. The new Christmas in the Courtyard event, led by Jody Martin, augmented by our Chamber of Commerce and administrative staff. If you missed it, in 5 months, we'll have a repeat celebration. And just remember, there's only 189 shopping days left till Christmas. Number 3 is hopefully many of you use our transfer station. We have made significant transfer station upgrades led by Tommy Leonard, who did our invocation. Bruce Cole, I don't think is here, he's on vacation, and Scott Green. Number 2, well, who finished number 2 in the nation? Caleb Lee Hutchison. Who would have thought an American Idol star would be our very own Caleb Lee Hutchison? Way to go, Caleb. Number 1, drum roll. For our court system, as of January, we have 4 drug court graduates: Jody Parker, Taylor Hall, Josh Richardson, Kristen Flemister. Are any of y'all here? All of you here, please stand. We want to recognize your accomplishment. In conclusion, we are moving forward. We are better, but we're not where I think we should be. Let me use an aviation illustration to summarize the state of the county. Let's watch this short video.
You have an LSO who's standing next to the wires on the deck on the landing area, and he's grading all your passes.
They're listening for the sounds the engine's making. They can tell you've made a mistake before you see the mistake. Rolled out, the ball was a little high to begin with, and to keep it safe, bumped up the power a little bit. Saw the LSOs go by, and they were all staring straight up at me. Saw the wires go by, 30 feet over them. I knew mid-pass that I had just bought that bolter big time, so power back up and take back off.
The first trap there's no way to really describe how it's going to be. It's this screeching noise. Your body gets thrown forward in your seat. When you get that feeling, it's nice because you know you're in fact stopped and on the boat. First attempt at stopping on the boat, made it.
That's a mighty big boat. Looks mighty small though from 10,000 feet. I never. So this is a tail hook from an A4 Skyhawk that I flew, the A4 this came off of on the USS Lexington. The video spoke of the LSO. It's a landing signal officer who grades every landing. You can receive one of 4 grades: okay, fair, no grade, which is like an F, or bolter, which you heard the bolter explanation, where you just miss all the cables. There's 4 of them, you miss all of them. The best grade was okay. The officers did not want the students to be overconfident. I don't want us in Paulding County to be overconfident. Based on this grading system, in my view, the state of the county is only fair. Let's look at these pie charts that show our tax base compared to other surrounding counties. Probably have trouble seeing them over here. The commercial instrument piece of the pie in Paulding County, it's the orange color. The top middle there is 12%, actually 12.04%. The green area is homeowner property tax. So you can see you can do the math, our homeowners carry 88% of the load, the tax load. Douglas County, I think the top left there, their commercial instrument statistic is 38%. So their homeowners only carry 62% of the load. Even Polk County to our west, which is not a Atlanta metropolitan area county, has 27% commercial industrial. That's their statistic, more than twice ours. The other counties up there, Bartow, Cobb, and Carroll in our general area are all in the 30s to high 30s. Our commercial instrument stat is not okay and must improve. Our population continues to grow, expected to be 250,000. That's quarter of a million people by the early 2030s. I want Paulding County to be the best quality of life county with companies moving in to provide good jobs and careers. I want Paulding County to be known for using all its assets: educational, historical, recreational, medical, retail, aviation, and aerospace. So what am I going to do? I'm going to work harder with all of our boards. What are we going to do? We're going to work harder and smarter together. We've got to maintain an impeccable reputation for being very business friendly. I love the EDO motto that they've come up with, aiming for tomorrow. Aiming for tomorrow is a wonderful place to explore, unwind, and thrive in your career. Let's look forward to the future, and even as I close up by recognizing citizens who have done great things in the past in our county. So I'd like to recognize two people who have gone way above the call of duty, and they have truly aimed for tomorrow back when they started years ago, and they have truly hit the bullseye. The first citizen has been a pillar of our community, going above and beyond to assist those in need. 20 years ago, this citizen simply began delivering food boxes to the elderly who were homebound. With the help of some friends, this citizen built a 200-square-foot building on his property for storage and storage of food donations and a place to fill the boxes. He called it the Warehouse of Hope and delivered around 20 boxes a week. This citizen drove a Paulding County school bus. His income was not sufficient to expand the Warehouse of Hope that he envisioned, so he started delivering Domino's pizzas. And he was able to rent a warehouse and start a nonprofit food bank. Today, 2,500 families per month are served, and the overall directorship of the Warehouse of Hope has been passed down to his daughter, Miss Emma Finger. Last year, 25,000 families were served, over 88,000 individuals. Not only is food delivered, but the Warehouse of Hope gives their testimonial and a plan of salvation. Warehouse of Hope is a Christian organization, but does not take government grants. They are not fully supported by any one church, but receive all their support from churches and individuals. Today, Paulding County recognizes Mr. Greg Parson for his long and enduring efforts to support many families. Craig, you make Paulding County great. Would you come up here, please?
Prepared for a speech because I really didn't even know I was coming until this morning. My wife was ironing clothes, and I said we were going out for supper tonight, and I said, "What are you doing?" And she said, "You're going to take me to lunch, and you're going to dress up a little bit." And so evidently my daughter's known about this since April, and usually people can't keep this kind of stuff from me because I kind of investigate things and kind of figure things out. But Mr. Dave, you pretty much said everything. But it's been a privilege. I never dreamed of anything like this. But my daughter and my wife, and I have an older daughter, that they suffered a lot of the consequence of me going into ministry because believe it or not, ministry doesn't pay very well. I quit a very high-paying corporate job in 1996 to walk away and start this ministry. And people want to come to the warehouse and learn, hey, we want to do this. How do you do it? And then I honestly tell them I have no idea. All I know is I made myself available, and God's done the rest. But it's been a privilege to serve Paulding County and the surrounding counties that we serve, and I thank everybody for your prayers, and look forward to my daughter continuing my legacy and her husband, and thank you.
Outstanding citizen, recognized number 2 as a visionary in what his dedication and faithfulness to his vision has come to fruition. This citizen is a small business owner, has a lovely wife and a wonderful blended family, was a lobbyist in Washington, D.C. Oh, what fun. The citizen is a graduate of Oglethorpe University, is dedicated and committed to nonprofits. Citizen had a vision to bring a community health, dental, and wellness clinic to Paulding County. The citizen began research on this vision in 2012 has drove countless hours to Paulding County multiple times a week, driving 72 miles a round trip, 2.5 hour time for all the traffic, to meet and share his big vision. This citizen gathered a Paulding County cross-section of leaders to form a board of directors, interviewed and gained support of 250 plus people. The organization actually formally got the organization incorporated in September of 2015, worked to receive IRS 501c3 status as a nonprofit in January of 2016. The citizen now has a board. It's just begun renovation on a new facility there. It's going to be in the old Wellstar building. This citizen is Mr. Guy Skull, and we'll join him in a ribbon cutting ceremony in September for CareLink Healthcare Facility. Guy, would you come up, please?
Well, this is obviously a very, very big surprise to me, and I certainly thank you all very much. But I have to say that I have to share this with all the people who have worked with me and are helping to lead the efforts to put in a very needed healthcare community for primary and dental, medical, behavioral, and wellness care for this great community. So we have some CareLink folks here, so I'd like for you all to stand at the tables. Don't be shy. So this all really started with one woman, Amelia Belford, who came to me many years ago and said, I understand that you have worked in starting nonprofits before, and would you like to just, help do some administrative work in beginning this one? I said, okay, sure. I can certainly do that, a couple months or whatever. Well, here it is, 3.5 years later, still working on it, and we're very, very, very close in opening up the clinic. We have our agreements coming from Wellstar in the next week or so, and then renovations begin, and so we should be getting open very, very soon. So we're very excited about that, and I noticed a number of people on here who have supported CareLink and who have been on the board at some point in its tenure here. And so this is really for all the folks at the tables there. This is all for you and the people who are going to be serving. And so I thought to thank you very, very much for this great honor. I think that Paulding is a fantastic community. It is really my home right now, and I love working here, and I love the people here, and it's been great meeting so very, very many of you that I see here in the audience. So thank you very, very much.
So we got a great county, great citizens. I've got a great staff to work with, and let's just move forward as we finish this year and move into 2019 and keep going together.